Welcome. I'm Father Kevin, and this is Alert to Good News. Here's a video reflection on the gospel reading for Sunday, January 10. Today we celebrate the baptism of Jesus. Baptism for the Christian is a transformative experience in which God lives in us and we live in God. And that is our indelible identity. God empowers us by his grace to live a godlike life as sons and daughters of God, our Father. In the Gospel according to Mark, John here is baptizing Jesus in the Jordan River. And as Jesus comes up out of these waters, the power of God overwhelms him. And Jesus, all fired up, begins his ministry in Galilee, proclaiming a new purpose for us, eternal life beyond this earthly life. The vocation of John the Baptist was to point to Jesus as the Messiah. And as we reflect upon John's vocation, we might ask whether by virtue of who we are and what we do, we reflect Jesus Christ in our own relationships. John is baptizing, inviting people to turn their lives around, to turn toward God and away from a self-centered life. And to understand Christian baptism, we have to understand who we are in relationship to God. In the beginning, the book of Genesis says, man and woman walked with God. They had friendship with God and one another. But somehow or other, they lost that friendship. And the author describes it very graphically. They hid from God. They blamed one another for their mishaps. And even the earthly elements began to work against them. And ever since, the human family cried out for God's friendship. St. Augustine phrased it well centuries ago. Our hearts are restless until they rest in you. So God became flesh in Jesus of Nazareth, and God through Jesus Christ, by the power of the Spirit, reestablished that friendship with us again. And so baptism initiates us into a community of disciples of Jesus, a fellowship of grace. And this new relationship makes very straightforward demands upon us, summed up in the so-called 10 Commandments, which are really statements about freedom from attitudes and behaviors that undermine our relationship with God and one another. The 10 Commandments say very simply that our God is a God of love. And our response to God's love is gratitude. This planet of ours and the people on it reflect the image of God. And so everything God has created, God's people especially, is worthy of reverence. Yes, God deserves our time. And we take time to get in touch with God, especially Sunday after Sunday in Mass. This same God challenges us to be men and women of virtue, caring for aging parents, cherishing life from beginning to end, being faithful to our promises, respecting the rights of others, speaking the truth, not exploiting people or treating them as objects, and being generous with what we have rather than greedy. The Ten Commandments underscore virtues we should practice every day to nurture our relationship with God and one another. And so, as we reflect upon the baptism of Jesus, I invite us to renew our own baptismal promises, to live as sons and daughters of God, and pray for the grace to be a living gospel so that others will recognize in you and me the very presence of God. May the Lord bless you and keep you, and may you have a blessed day and always be alert to good news. Thank you for watching this video. You can see more videos here or simply subscribe by hitting the button below.